Welcome everyone, this is On Just Restart, and today I want to talk a little bit about when we can maybe expect to see the next big 3D Mario. Now, this is going to be a quicker little video, I just want to get my thoughts out there. There was this interview that came out from Miyamoto where he said a couple quick little things about the next big 3D Mario, but it was just enough to get me thinking and wanting to make this video to talk about this for a little bit. So that's what we're going to be doing today, speculating on when we can maybe see the next big 3D Mario game. Now before we jump into things, let me very quickly talk about my social media. You may see a few different things here on screen. You can check that all out. It is linked in the description below. And of course, if you like what you're seeing here, you can subscribe. So let's first talk about how long we've waited between different 3D Mario games. I'm just going to focus on the console ones because, well, there actually haven't been any 3D Mario games on the handhelds unless you include 3D Land, which released in 2011, but I don't think that's really too much of an indicator between the other major 3D Mario projects. So Mario 64 came out in 1996 to push out the Nintendo 64, the first full-scale 3D console from Nintendo, and then we had to wait all the way until 2002 to get Super Mario Sunshine on the Nintendo GameCube. But then we had a slightly shorter wait for the next big 3D Mario, which is Super Mario Galaxy, on the Nintendo Wii, which released in 2007. But what was interesting about the Nintendo Wii is that we didn't have to wait for the next big console to get a big brand new 3D Mario, unlike N64 and GameCube where there was just one per console. We just had to wait 3 more years, and in 2010 we got Super Mario Galaxy 2, a direct sequel to Mario Galaxy. And after that we had to wait all the way until 2013, so not 4 or 5 years, but just 3, to get Super Mario 3D World for the Nintendo Wii U. And the Wii U was a bit of a failing system. It had a shorter lifespan than other Nintendo consoles, so Nintendo moved on relatively quick to the Nintendo Switch, and in 2017, about 4 years later, we got Super Mario Odyssey. And then in this year, 2021, we got a port of 3D World from the failed Wii U, and it includes an extra little campaign for Bowser's Fury, arguably a nice little mini 3D Mario campaign thrown in there, a nice little new one. But now we're in a situation where we're still in the Switch era, we still have maybe a couple years left, or supposedly according to Nintendo we're still in the middle of the Switch's life cycle, but they've been saying that for about 2 years now. But we're sort of wondering, when's the next big 3D Mario? Are we gonna have to wait for a next generation system? Or like the Wii, where it was so successful Nintendo put 2 3D Marios, could we get a second 3D Mario on the Nintendo Switch? We're going to talk about that in a moment. But first let's talk about this little thing from Miyamoto that he said about 3D Mario, because I mentioned in the beginning of the video and I haven't actually said what it was yet. It's nothing too crazy, but basically this is what he said. Recently, people of all generations have been enjoying the 3D Mario game Super Mario Odyssey. So for 3D Mario going forward, we want to try expanding further in new ways. This isn't anything super substantial, but I do think it is suggestive of a couple things. One, that Nintendo is already working on the next big 3D Mario, which shouldn't come as any surprise because they're pretty much working on the next big 3D Mario almost 24/7. It's just those in-between phases, it's more about ideas and such rather than full-scale development. So, you know, maybe they've been in the idea stage for a little bit, and they've been focusing on other projects. And that's where it's sort of hard to say for sure how far along this 3D Mario is, because there is a big rumor that Nintendo EPD has been working on a new Donkey Kong game. How much of the 3D Mario team is working on that Donkey Kong game? Does it slow it down in any way? And then we also got Bowser's Fury, which is a brand new 3D Mario campaign, a smaller one, fitted within 3D World, a port from Wii U, but still there's something there as well, so it is additional 3D Mario content there. So it's hard to say exactly what's going on here because we don't know how far into development they are with 3D Mario and what team exactly they're using right now, because there have been these other things that maybe get in the way of that, maybe. But going back to the little quote here, where Miyamoto's talking about expanding further in new ways and referencing Super Mario Odyssey, I think Nintendo is probably going to continue in that direction of open-ish Mario games because Super Mario Odyssey is the most successful 3D Mario ever. So I think they're probably going to follow that up with something else pretty awesome. And also they threw in Bowser's Fury, adding more open-ish Mario content to a fairly linear Mario game 3D world, and that game's doing pretty well too. So I do feel like the general understanding here is that yes, Nintendo's going to continue with the open 3D Mario style moving forward, and they're going to expand upon that. Probably find ways to include the linear style of gameplay like from Galaxy and 3D World, but it's definitely going to have a lot of those open elements moving forward. But going back to sort of trying to figure out when we're going to see the next 3D Mario, it would be nice to think that we're going to get Super Mario Odyssey 2 on the Nintendo Switch. If you look at how things were handled for the Wii, how we had Galaxy 1 and 2, it kind of makes sense from that perspective. Just follow up this super successful Mario Odyssey with a sequel, a direct sequel. Maybe it also sells like 10-15 million. They're doing that for Breath of the Wild. They're giving us a sequel, so maybe they could do something similar here. But I think the issue with that is just that it's been so long already. Both Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild came out in 2017, and while we know that they're always working on Zelda and Mario, we got an actual trailer for the next Breath of the Wild in 2019. By 2019 for Mario Odyssey, nothing. By 2021 for a Mario Odyssey sequel, still nothing. Yes, we got 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and that maybe we were getting for 3D Mario on the Switch. So we may just have to wait until the next generation to get the next big 3D Mario, because we're already so far into the Switch's life cycle here, and they haven't announced anything yet, and we just got Bowser's Fury this year. Also, last year we got the compilation of 3D All-Stars, Mario 64, Sunshine and Galaxy, all somewhat remastered there. So it may be the case that between Mario Odyssey in 2017, 3D All-Stars in 2020, and 3D World plus Bowser's Fury in 2021, that Nintendo thinks they have just enough to hold things over until they're ready for the next big 3D Mario. And because it's been so long, I don't think it's going to be called Mario Odyssey 2. I think we're past that window already, so I don't think it's a situation where we can get a quick turnaround sequel like with Mario Galaxy 2. What I think we're sort of looking at here is a situation where Nintendo is focusing on a brand new 3D Mario with a different type of name. It's not going to be Odyssey, it's going to be something else. It's going to be a new idea, still taking a lot of elements from Odyssey and so on, but it's going to be just another 3D Mario. It's going to be something new for the next big Nintendo system, which I actually don't think is that far away. I mentioned how, according to Nintendo, we're still in the middle of the Switch's life cycle, but I think that is a little misleading because they've been saying we've been in the middle for a couple of years already. I think what we're looking at here, and I could be mistaken, but I feel like by holiday 2023, we could be seeing the release for the next generation Nintendo Switch. But that's not to say that the current Switch will be phased out. I think there will be a lot of cross-gen releases, maybe they even use the same cartridge, and the current Switches out there, Switch, Switch Lite, Switch OLED, will be supported for a couple years beyond Switch 2. So maybe by 2025, we start to see it actually phased out. Kind of like how Nintendo handled the 3DS. We saw support for the 3DS going all the way until 2019, even though the Switch itself came out in 2017. So when I say that, what I'm trying to argue here is that maybe we have to wait until perhaps 2023 or 2024 for the next big 3D Mario, and it will come out to help push the next big new system, but it still will be available for the current Switch as well. That's what I'm sort of speculating right now. That's how I think things are going to go. Now, one other thing to consider here that can definitely impact the timing of when this Mario comes out is the Mario movie. Now, the Mario movie is coming out holiday 2022. Is Nintendo going to want a game to come out to push this movie, or are they going to want the game to come out after the movie so the movie supports it? That is something to consider here, because we have seen Nintendo use mobile games and different things like this to really expand their different IP to bring in more sales for their games. That's the general idea. That's why we see the mobile games, that's why we're seeing the Universal Park, that's why we're seeing the movies. And when we look at how things have sort of worked out with the mobile games, the best example being Pokemon Go, that significantly improved sales for the Pokemon series. So my take here is that I think this movie will come out before the next big 3D Mario. But this park and this movie will help to further expand the IP, remind people who haven't been playing Mario, like, hey, Mario's a franchise, you can play it. So they'll come out with this movie, and maybe by holiday 2023, we see something really big for the Mario brand come out then. It could be the next big 3D Mario. And that is when I'm speculating we see the next big Nintendo system. We usually see a big brand new 3D Mario within the first year of a new Nintendo system. So I think that's kind of lining up there, a year after the movie, holiday 2023. But it's also possible that maybe instead of a big brand new 3D Mario holiday 2023 to push a Switch 2, we get a Mario Kart 9, something that still uses the Mario brand, and something that still will probably have increased sales because of the Universal Park and the movie. But they could still follow that up the year after, or within a year of it, with a big brand new 3D Mario. So, in my opinion, I think the longest we have to wait before we see the next big 3D Mario is holiday 2024, at the very latest, which means within 3 years from now, but potentially sooner. That's my take on the situation. I know some people think that maybe we see a big brand new 3D Mario next year, but I'm skeptical of that because, well, we already have Breath of the Wild 2 slated for next year. We have Pokemon Legends Arceus. We have Splatoon 3. We have Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. We have Kirby and the Forgotten Land. We have Bayonetta 3. We have the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak DLC, which is being touted as a fairly big expansion. And that's all confirmed already. And then there are the rumors coming from fairly credible journalists of big games like Metroid Prime Remake and Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and maybe even the Donkey Kong game that we've been talking about for a while. All those games are potential games for next year. I haven't even brought up Fire Emblem yet. So there's just a lot of games that are confirmed or have a decent chance of coming out next year that I think make it unlikely that Nintendo would want to shove in a big brand new 3D Mario into 2022. I think they space things out a little bit and we wait until 2023, potentially 2024. But what do you guys think? When do you guys think we could see the next big 3D Mario? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, everyone, this is On Just Restart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care.